longest summer that we've ever lived through.
Chita Craft.
It's like we went to winter and then now we're back to summer. I know it's a record warmth, and then I think we'll go into a slightly better direction. At least we have some rain chances. We need the rain by the end of the week. Now, by lunchtime today, it is a short sleeves kind of a day, 82 at noon. This morning, not out of the question, you could run into just a little patchy fog. It's overall not that bad. This is a live look outside over Herman Park into the Med Center. Again, not that bad, but when I take a look at your visibilities, it's from Tomball, Jersey Village, Cypress. You're down to about a mile this morning. Notice Pearland, Friendswood, you're down to about a mile this morning. So both airports coming in at a 10. That's as good as it gets. I don't see any problems on the Gulf Freeway this morning. Potentially Conroe, Montgomery County, visibilities down to a mile. So again, not out of the question as you hit the roadways this morning. You may see some patchy fog, but otherwise, it's all about the record heat by the after temperatures. They're not budging.
I know, sticking around.
You know, not something you usually, make as your goal, but it happens.
Yes, okay, here we go. Interesting.
I really like these actually. These are really interesting. Better than 6, 7. What was that other the word of the year for the dictionary.com?
I'm surprised they didn't put brain rot. I feel like I hear brain rot everywhere.
Which is define for us.
I know.
Isn't it the doom scrolling or
yeah, of course. I know. I'm surprised they haven't put that in Cambridge.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys ready? This is the forecast for Jen today. No, there are some benefits, of course, to being in the mid to upper 80s for this time of the year. You can get outside, you get to sweat, but you get to do what you want to do outside. Did you notice a little bit of the wind yesterday? Winds did pick up, and I do think that's what limited some of the fog early this morning. But bottom line, temperatures are nearing records. So even tomorrow, 87, our record is 85. So our record high temperatures will continue. Now, big picture across the country, we have a strong area of low pressure moving across the Great Lakes. But what I want to draw your attention to is out in the Pacific. This area of low pressure is actually bringing pretty heavy rain, not only into Southern California now, but this is going to move into portions of Arizona, then New Mexico, but this is going to be our late week rainmaker. It's this area of low pressure out of the Pacific. Why that matters, when they come out of the Pacific, there's more of a moisture punch to it, but not so much the cold air attached. This is the trough of low pressure that's bringing in the rain across portions of the desert Southwest. And then notice as we continue through about Thursday and Friday, our upper level winds continue to ride right along, mainly now into North Texas. So I do think we're going to have rain Thursday and Friday, but I think the chance for that severe weather has lowered in Southeast Texas, and it may be enhanced just a little bit in areas in North Texas. Let me show you some of the late week storms here. Pausing this 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. Some of the showers and thunderstorms are here, so I'll say Thursday. Keep in mind, I would grab the umbrella any afternoon or evening activities you have, and then take a look. As the system continues to push through, we're going to continue to see the chance for some of these showers and thunderstorms through Friday and Saturday. Friday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Right now, it looks really promising that we could actually pick up some heavier downpours come Friday afternoon. We will see. That's actually what Thursday was showing just a few days ago, and then it backed off. We're looking at maybe, a 1/10 to a 1/2 inch of rain. So see how Thursday has backed off a little bit, but maybe a little bit more promising for Friday. As far as the flood risk goes, only our northwest counties under that marginal risk, that level 1. You really have to go closer to Austin, San Antonio, portions of Dallas to get that level 2. I thought that we were going to see slightly higher rain chances come Thursday. It's dropped just a little bit. But remember, we do need the rainfall. So far for the month, we're almost looking at 2.5 inches below average just for the month. And then for the year, do you see that? Over 12.5 inches below average now. So we do need the rain. Now, as far as today goes, no rain today. Fog developed, and I do think that's part of the winds that stayed in place overnight. Winds at the surface limit any of that fog. By lunchtime today, you're up to 82, short sleeve kind of a day, just like yesterday. No changes there for tomorrow as well. Now take a look at your 7-day forecast. 86 today, 87 tomorrow. See how we're above the records Wednesday. Thursday, we start our rain chances. They've lowered just a little bit. I would say Thursday afternoon, be prepared for the chance of some showers to an isolated thunderstorm. It looks like the chance for any severe weather has also lowered a little bit. Rolling that into your Friday, I think that's when our front will back out into the 70s. So that's not bad. I know it's not a big drop in our temperatures, but I think it'll be a little bit more seasonal come by the weekend.
See, Jacob, that 50.
You love near record heat.
Yeah,
wow,
it's
this
like,
is your time.
Come on, yes, tomorrow. I think it'll close out in the upper 80s, and maybe hopefully that'll be that for the mid to upper 80s. Now, I don't know about the low 80s, but by the afternoon, yeah, we're closing in to 86 later this afternoon. Notice even at lunchtime today, 82. We do have some clouds in place. Not out of the question that some of these clouds could be in the form of fog. So heads up as you hit the roadways if you run into just a little bit of fog this morning. Very possible. Your grass, your ragweed, both at moderate levels as far as the pollen goes. I have seen the pollen a lot worse than this, especially this time of the year. So that's actually not that bad. Let's talk about when the pattern changes. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have rain chances. Have you seen your planner here Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday morning? The weekend, you see that 20% chance? It is not a washout, but we are watching a decent system out of the Pacific. This is going to be the area of low pressure that brings rain by Thursday, Friday, and maybe early Saturday. We will talk more about this coming up in just a little bit, but yeah, it's all about that. We are not getting a break right now, Jen.
Well, you know, natural air.
Right? I know.
No, I was checking out Demon Hunters. That movie that they demand that we download the music.
Of course.
And then they watch the movie over and over and over. I don't know about anybody else.
I know, but I'm wondering, in the parade, do we see the faces of those singers?
Oh.
We don't really know who they are.
I know.
Or are they in costume? I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Now we have to
And
watch.
there's so much going on in the parades. It's like,
Yes.
No.
Good marketing move for them to do that.
Good, right? You know, I do wonder how the weather will be there this year because take a look here. Today, no rain. Notice Wednesday into Thursday. This is what I want you to take note of. Thursday into Friday this week, that's when our rain chances peak. So I'm going to dive into where our rain chances are coming from, what that will do for our pattern. No worries about the rain today, but even starting tomorrow, an isolated little shower is possible. Big area of low pressure moving toward the Great Lakes. Now, once it starts to push east, this same system will move into the upper northeast towards the end of the week. So that's going to be a big rain and snow maker for portions of New York towards the end of the week. This is the area of low pressure that we're watching. So it's bringing rain right now into portions of central and southern California, Arizona, and this is going to continue to slide east. So weather moves west to east. This is what's going to be the big rain maker across the state of Texas by Thursday and Friday. Some of our rain totals, I will say, have dropped just a little bit. So looking ahead to Thursday and Friday, keep that in mind. I'm thinking maybe more like a 1/10 to maybe a 1/2 inch of rain. We'll see. Upper level winds, though, you can see how it's driving that system right over North Texas, Oklahoma, here locally. I would say maybe an isolated shower or two during the day. The chance for a few showers and thunderstorms by the evening, I think, is a little more promising. As we get into early next week, another system on the way. So there are a parade of storms as we start to get a little bit closer into Thanksgiving. So we need the rainfall, and I know we're all ready for a drop in our temperatures. I know. Let me show you here, along with that trailing cold front, this is Thursday, 4 o'clock. Notice how some of the thunderstorms are slightly enhanced areas west of Texas. And then notice this is right along I-35. So we see a few showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, but I think that better chance on Thursday is going to be just west of us. Now Friday, maybe if this can hold together, some of these thunderstorms could produce maybe a 1/2 to an inch of rain. Let me show you. This is more at the surface level here. So notice 2:30 Wednesday afternoon, an isolated little shower. That's a 20% chance. So overall, we're still fairly quiet tomorrow, so mostly dry. Tomorrow, it's Thursday. Watch what happens on our future track. A big part of the energy moves across I-35 and then wants to stay just north. If a few of these thunderstorms could drop a little further south, that would increase our rain chances. So overall, the flood risk, notice if you go towards Austin, San Antonio, into Dallas, again, right along I-35, this is where we're expecting the most rain. This is a level 2 risk, that slight risk for high water. Here locally, only our northwest counties clipped under that level 1. So the rain totals have dropped. I would still say a few showers to a few thunderstorms possible Thursday into Friday, but I think that better chance for really heavier downpours are going to be areas west and north of us. Today, 82. And then by the afternoon, 86. Do you see that record? That was set from 2017. Now, as far as your pollen goes, a lot of you have been asking about the pollen. Your grass, your ragweed, your mold spores, all at moderate levels. Jen, I have seen it a lot worse for this time of the year, as we're like clearing our throat, I know, but it has been worse, so keep that in mind. That's kind of the good news. However, with the passing of this cold front by the end of the week, that could kind of shake it all up, so
all right.
We will see.
Yeah, shake it.
Continues, high temperatures in the mid to upper 80s until Thursday. Rain chances return. More on that.
And I think, Chita, you feel the same.
I know. It is.
Yes.
It's like, are we coming into Thanksgiving? I was looking at our long range pattern just now, and I'm like, I'm coming up to December 2nd, and we may be talking like upper 70s. I know, 70s sounds better. It does put maybe a little comfort out there, but I just don't see that big chunk of cold air anytime soon. So yeah, I know, end of November. You could be starting off with a little bit of fog. It is not area wide, and it's not that bad. However, from Tomball, Cypress, Jersey Village, potentially Conroe in Montgomery County, you may run into some patchy fog out the door. Just want you to be prepared for that. By lunchtime today, we are going to 82. For the afternoon, you're going to 86. Our record today is 86 degrees, so we could tie or maybe even break our daily record high. Let's talk about these rain chances. I want you to be prepared Thursday, Friday, maybe early Saturday morning. So I've had to alter the percentages just a little bit. I dropped it on Thursday, but I've increased the rain chance Friday. I think we're going to see a better chance for more area-wide rain Friday, but even at that, some of the accumulations are still like half an inch or so. Let me show you a future track tomorrow, about a 20% chance. It's not that exciting, I know, a little spotty green there. That's your 20% chance tomorrow afternoon. But getting into Thursday, a big chunk of the energy is going to remain west of us and maybe just to our north. That, though, may start to move in by Friday. So we'll talk more about the rain chances, record warmth, Jen, all the things, but I feel like so far this morning you've had it so good. Knock on this glass. Okay.
I know. For all the drivers, I'm just as happy for them.
I feel like all little boys as they're shooting in the hoop, are dreaming of. They're just like, maybe someday this will be me.
And it was.
Wow.
One of the last Rockets games I went to, they had, of course, the military appreciation.
Yeah.
So the one guy could shoot for like 10 grand.
Yes.
And you're hoping for that time, like, make
Come
it.
on.
And?
Come on.
No, he didn't make it. Yeah, because
He
usually.
walked away with $100.
Oh, good.
Hey, that's good.
Something.
Better than what he walked in with.
I know, but I do love those. I do love those half-court shots when they do those. Well, guys, I know, I feel like I'm like
We are all
stuck
mad
on.
at you. We're all mad at you.
I know. Like nobody. My sister-in-law gave me this, so thanks. Anyway, no, it's all about this record warmth. I know. I wish I had some other news to tell you. 86 this afternoon. Our record is 86. We actually hit 86 last year, so if we're all saying it's way too warm, it was way too warm last year at this time. 87 tomorrow. Notice I think we're going to completely crash the record high of 85. And then Thursday, we barely inched down, and that is thanks to some rain chances. Let me dive in today a little bit. We do have some patchy fog, not so much in the city, but I would say areas west and north of the city. By lunchtime, 80 to be humid. Did you notice the humidity yesterday? Yeah, it was breezy, and boy, those south winds are picking up the humidity. Pollen is not as bad as I have seen it for this time of the year. Grass, ragweed, mold spores, all at moderate levels. I will say after our cold front passes, this is by Friday, watch out for the pollen. Once we get that directional change with our wind, it can really spike the pollen. So far for the month of November, we are about 2.5 inches below average. Notice for the year, we're over 12.5 inches below average. So we need the rain. We need the rain this month. We need the rain to pick up for the year. It's going to take a decent amount of rain to put a dent in our drought right now. Big area of low pressure moving across portions of the Great Lakes. This is going to slide to the northeast, so not going to impact us at all. What I am watching is this area of low pressure in Southern California. This is going to continue to slide into Arizona. West to east will enhance our rain chances towards the end of the week. When you see this big kink, this dip, that is a trough of low pressure. So this is where the area of low pressure is right now, right in Southern California. Watch how these upper level winds ride right over North Texas. A few days ago, this was pushing a little further south. So I thought Thursday, our rain chances would be a little bit higher. They've dipped off a little bit. I think maybe a higher rain chance comes Friday. Let me show you. So I pause our future track Thursday, 4 o'clock. Maybe still the chance for some showers to an isolated thunderstorm, but you see all the bulk of the energy here? It's basically sitting just west of I-35 and then areas in North Texas. So that's why our rain chances have dropped just a little bit for Thursday. I think getting into late Friday, this will be our better rain chance, maybe picking up a ½ inch of rain or so. Maybe we could squeeze out a little bit more. So far, the flood risk for Thursday, only our northwest counties under that marginal risk. Better chance for high water spots once you head to I-35. So if on Thursday you have to drive areas west or maybe north, heads up, that's where we could see some of the heaviest rain. Otherwise, 86 today, 87 tomorrow. Jen, we should be 72 for this time of the year. That's our average high for this time of the year. So even this weekend, as our temperatures dip back into the mid-70s, at least it's a little more seasonal. This is where we should be for this time of the year.
Okay, so we're on the high
I
side.
know.
Uh-oh.
Look at this.
Uh-oh.
86.
Spring fever.
This is more like May 13th. I've been saying summer. It's almost borderline summer there. But yeah, look at that. This is more like May 13th. So 86 is your afternoon high today. To put things in perspective, we should be 72. Our record this afternoon is 86. Same goes for tomorrow. You're back into the upper 80s for your Wednesday afternoon. Starting Thursday, that's when we start to see a little bit of a pattern change. Now, this morning, I don't all west of the city, but again, patchy fog is possible. By lunchtime today, short sleeves, 82. 86 this afternoon under partly cloudy skies, very much like yesterday, and then we'll be pushing repeat tomorrow. Rain chances return starting Thursday. I've lowered the percentage just a little bit for Thursday, but I've increased it for Friday. I think rain backs off a little bit. Better chance for more area-wide rain by Friday afternoon. About a 20% chance as we get into your Wednesday. Notice this is 3:30. Not much, but a little spotty shower or two could be possible right during the afternoon. Maybe carpool pickup for you. By Thursday, this would be our next chance, but a big chunk of that energy stays north. More on this coming up in just a little bit. Alona, Jacob, back to you.
Okay, Chita, thank
Record warmth today. We should be, for this time of the year, at 72. Come on, but our record today is 86, and that's what we're going to come close to for the afternoon. So for your Tuesday, patchy fog, areas west of the city still possible by 86. That record is from last year. So last year at this time, we were just the exact same. Probably all complaining about how warm it is for this time of the year. Now, this area of low pressure pumping in a lot of rain and snow across upper Midwest into the Great Lakes. That's heading northeast, so of course not a factor here. It's this area of low pressure in Southern California that will be making some rain later this week, and it does look like it's kind of pushed into Friday a little bit more. Let me show you here. Upper level winds. So when you see this big dip, that's our jet stream. That's our trough of low pressure showing most of the rain of those upper level winds. It's going to steer this west to east. Some of the rain tries to arrive Thursday. We will see. Models kind of continue to tell us that we're not going to see as much rain on Thursday, but potentially Friday. We have another system that's going to arrive early next week. So this is all a good indication. We have some big pattern changes. Temperatures are going to drop a little bit. I think rain chances are going to arrive. This is a snapshot Thursday, 4 o'clock. Notice here locally some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms, but really a big chunk of the energy is right across I-35 and areas in North Texas. This is where I think more concentrated, heavier rain is expected to arrive. Maybe though, late Friday, look at that, maybe a ½ inch or so if we can squeeze that out by Friday afternoon. So rain chances, I've actually increased the rain threat for your Friday afternoon. And we will see. Models are kind of having a tough time of the exact timing of when that front's exactly going to move through. Right now, we're under a slight risk of high water spots. So that's a level 2 across I-35, Austin, San Antonio. If your commute on Thursday has you traveling west or potentially north, maybe into Dallas, that's where some heavier rain is. Notice for us here locally, we are just clipped with that marginal risk, that level 1, only for our northwest counties, but that is including areas, let's say, from Jersey Village, Cypress to Brenham to Huntsville, and we'll be watching that for you Thursday. Rainfall totals getting into early Friday, so most of this wants to fall in North Texas, and then again right along I-35 for Thursday. Hopefully we can squeeze out a little bit here. Notice the latest drought report. Boy, do we need rain. Look at the severe conditions, how they just drape across Harris County like that. And a big part of the state, everybody needs rain, so it's beneficial rain, whatever we can squeeze. Upper 80s. Yes, you heard that correct. We are closing in on some records today and tomorrow. Notice rain chances. They return. I've had to lower the percentage just a little bit. I think more like a half an inch and lower. Thursday into Friday, cold front finally clears, and then notice for your weekend.